You tuned in to the Iceman Show. I'm your host, the Iceman. More bounce to the ounce, and I say what counts. Don't nobody go home till the fat man gets his. What's happening, y'all? Have you guys... I wanted to announce, if you guys are interested in listening to some of my old shows, if you're interested in listening to some of my old shows, go to blogtalkradio.com/The Iceman Show. It's the-ice-man-show. I believe that's how it's set up. There's two guys. There's another guy on Blog Talk Radio. That's the Iceman. He's a white dude, so you know that ain't me. But go to blogtalkradio.com/The Iceman Show to check out some of my old shows from 7-8 years ago up till last year. I'm thinking about starting the Blog Talk Radio show back up, but since YouTube has the streaming function, live streaming function, I might just go ahead and just work on there. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, Mr. Freeze at the Iceman Show, and then also you can get at me on Twitter. on Instagram at the Iceman Show on the Iceman Show at it's the Iceman Show on Instagram. Anyway, I don't understand why they keep trying to dig up O.J. Simpson. Every time I turn around, they digging up O.J. I mean, and my first reaction, and probably you guys' first reaction as well, whenever you hear about O.J. on TV, you think it's something he is doing to get attention. And this last time with them talking about O.J. resurrecting this old interview and that horrible, abhorrent book, If I Did It, after I sat down and thought about it, I said, wait a minute here. O.J. ain't the one that keeps putting himself in front of cameras. It's not of his doing. That is not of his doing. That is these white supremacists who are trying to garner some kind of money or something. They're trying to make some money off of O.J. And I find it to be disgusting because I know he doesn't have anything to do with it. And here they go again, resurrecting some old interview that he did even before he went to prison for 9 years. Now, he was stupid for doing that interview and being involved with that book. That was stupidity on his part. That was stupidity on his part. That was stupidity on his part. Serious stupidity. He should not have done that. Go disappear somewhere. Go live in a foreign country till the heat, till it cools off over here. And then if you do come back years later and go live somewhere where you can be inconspicuous or incognito. It has become so irritating that they keep digging up OJ out of the grave and posting him up on TV for all to see. When nobody wants to see OJ. And all it does is infuriates the people who were directly involved, whose relatives got killed by whoever killed them. And all that does is renew anger toward OJ and other black people. Because whenever they resurrect OJ, not only are they dealing with OJ, not only are white folks mad at OJ, they're also mad at black men. Because it doesn't matter if OJ is the source of their anger. Because you have to understand how some of these white supremacists think. If they're mad at OJ, they're mad at all black men. They're not just mad at OJ. If white folks are mad at me, they're also mad at all of y'all. That's how they think. If they mad at one brother, they mad at all of them. And they're going to take out their anger on all of us. Even though it may have been, they were initially mad at me for something I did. You got to understand how they think. And they love to resurrect OJ. Just leave the man alone. Let OJ live his life and do his thing. Because it's irritating that they dig him up, and they try to act like OJ has done something to them recently. That's how they deal with OJ. The man can't just be by himself. And you got people down there in Florida. This is before he went to prison. You got people down there in Florida who would see OJ driving around, and they whip out their video cameras or probably cell phone, whip out their cell phone and start following OJ around. You got people posting, you got people taking footage of OJ against his will, and then trying to start stuff with him to get him to hit them or to get him in some kind of trouble so that they can call the police on him. Because he had at least 3 situations down there in Florida before he went to prison where he got in an accident with somebody because this guy was following him or trailing him or doing something, and the guy hit him from behind, and then the guy got out with his camera and start filming. Then he was trying to get OJ to do something stupid. Then OJ just was like, look, man, this guy been following me. This guy's been following me. He was following me. But these people crack me up messing with OJ. Just keep messing with it. And if it was one of us, they'd be doing us the same way. They'd be doing us the same way if they had a choice. They'd be doing us the same way. They wouldn't have a problem doing us the same way. You live in a country where for the last 500 years, black people have been walking with their eyes closed. Because we keep hoping that white supremacy would go away. I'm looking at the news today. I think this might have happened Saturday or Sunday. I'm not sure what day it happened, but I thought I saw the feed last night. Anyway, I'm looking at the news. They said that 3 bombings have happened in Austin, Texas. I used to live in Austin. The FBI first thing they said was, we thought it was a race. With the first 3 bombs, we thought it was maybe, we said it was race related. But then this last one, we decided, because they always do this when something happened to black people. Oh, this is not a race crime. This is not a hate crime. And I look over here when they were talking to people. When they showed the FBI, all the FBI agents were white. Every last one of them were white. And the area where they were, they said what these people were doing is they'd come to their house, put a bomb on their porch. They'll put a package on their porch, right in front of their door, that has no that has nothing in it that doesn't say it was delivered. You know, that the post office delivered it. Because I pay attention to that kind of stuff. If they lay something in front of my door, I look at it. If I look at something on a package that's left in front of my door, if it doesn't say, you know, U.S. Postal Service on it, or if it don't say FedEx or UPS or some other transport, I won't pick it up. I won't bring it. I definitely won't bring it into my house because I don't know where it came from. But to have a suspicious package sitting on their porch, sitting in front of their door, I just feel like, see, you have to understand some people. These white supremacists, they're going after soft targets. Because I'm going to tell you right now, black people in Austin, Texas ain't got no money. Black people in Austin, Texas ain't got no money, man. They ain't got no cash. They ain't got no cash. Austin, Texas people have no cash. Black folks have no cash. So for them to, so whoever's doing this, I guarantee whoever it is some white supremacists. But again, they're always going after soft targets because that's the easiest thing to do, is to go after people who ain't gonna fight back. Got these little no good Mexican kids whose undocumented mama live over here about 2 buildings away from me. And this woman's got her kids walking around here kicking people's doors and running like little punks. And they've kicked my door before. And they kicked my door, and I was luckily I got out the house quick enough to see them. And I was like, here, come here. I said, you just kicked my door, man? And then they gonna start running. And I said to the manager, I said, if they weren't guilty, then why they start running? Because if they didn't do anything, they wouldn't have started running. Now, of course, the manager, she gonna take that position because she don't want to do no work with her lazy behind. She said, yeah, well, their mom said that you cursed at her kids. I said, I ain't cursed at their kids. But I did chase them. All 220 pounds of me chased them. And had I not been wearing flip-flops, I probably would have caught them. But they were running. I said to myself, I said, hey, man, let me tell you something. I said, man, you don't go around kicking people's doors. I said, you're going to kick the wrong person's door and they're going to open and blast on you. Then I told my lazy apartment manager, I said, hey, let me tell you something. If they kick my door again, I'm going to handle it my way. Since you ain't going to do nothing about it, I'm going to handle it. Well, I'm going to talk to them. I said, you need to make it clear. You need to make it clear to them that they better not do that. And she said, because I said, that's a form of harassment. When you go and keep doing something to somebody and you know you ain't supposed to be doing it. Knocking on their door and running, kicking their door and running, or sitting up here doing something else they ain't got no business doing. They ain't got no business doing that. And I said, I've never lived in an apartment building that had kids running around doing that kind of stuff. See, this is why you don't need to have children in apartment complexes where there's no playground or nothing for them to do. And these developers, they don't care. These developers don't care. The people who built this apartment complex, they're a bunch of cheapskates. This is a decent apartment because it's new. But man, I see all that. They looking around here. I could get cheap carpet, cheap linoleum on the floor. When most apartments are going with hardwood floors, they got this cheap linoleum on the floor. But so if because you have to and going back to OJ, if these white supremacists in this country hate OJ so bad, if they hate OJ so bad, why do they keep resurrecting him every chance they get? Why is it they keep talking about OJ? Why keep talking about OJ? OJ ain't even relevant. But because some white supremacist in the media wants to make some kind of money off of him, they got his name in their mouth. It's not like OJ is trying to make money. It's not like he's trying to make money off of any of this stuff. Because that whole situation with that book got shut down. Because it was just bad taste. He didn't even write the book. He didn't even write it. But it was mostly a licensing deal. So he was going to get some money. He was going to get some money off of it. But he wasn't going to make a lot of money off of it. And any money he would make is going to go to that wrongful death suit. Like I said, at first I was thinking he brought this on himself. OJ's getting ready to have an after party, getting ready to have a party. After getting out, he's going to have a release party. Okay? You know it's going to be some strippers and cigars. Cigars and strippers. What these white supremacists are mad about is OJ used their system to beat their criminal. They used their criminal justice system to beat them at their own game. Because I'm going to be honest with you, man. The American criminal injustice system is the biggest joke. It's a joke. It is a joke because they can come up in a black man's house, yank him out of the front door, take him to jail, put a case on him, go to trial, and convict him without no evidence. That's what kind of country you live in. You live in a country where they can yank you out of they can yank you out of your home, take you to jail, book you, arraign you, put you on trial for a crime you never committed, send you to prison. You find a way to get out of prison, and half these states, especially these states in the South, they can lock you up for 20 years and then not even give you any money in a lawsuit. Don't let it go up to the Supreme Court. Don't let it get appealed up to the Supreme Court, because Justice Sellout Clarence Thomas is going to make sure you don't get a dime. He's going to make sure you don't get a dime. Mr. Sellout himself is going to make sure you don't even get a buffalo nickel. That's what kind of country you live in. You live in a country where anybody can do anything to you and the police won't do nothing about it. But then if those people keep doing something to you and you finally blow your top and do something physical to these people, then here they go coming over there arresting you. This happens all day, every day, all around this country. And this is one of the reasons why I keep telling black people, especially black men, we have to start protecting ourselves and we have to start standing up for ourselves. I plan to get my concealed carry license. Not because I have to have it, but because it's good to have it. Because my attitude is, if I have to carry a gun, if I carry a gun, I want to make sure that I have some protections under the law in case somebody try to do something to me. Because, you know, my thing is, I'm not too much worried about somebody carjacking me, because even though I got a new car, well, it really doesn't even matter whether you have an old car or a new car. You know, these crackheads and these heroin addicts, if they just want a car that they can go sell and get some drugs. I'm not really worried about carjackers. The people I'm worried about is these numbskulls who want to try to get crazy while I'm out here driving around. That's the people I'm worried about. I'm not exact. It's not that I'm really worried. It's not that I'm exactly worried. I just want to be strapped in case one of these white supremacists try to step to me in a way that I feel I'm gonna have to defend myself. Because one thing about this area of the country up here in the Northwest, these white girls and these white boys will try to jack you up here. Because we got so many drug addicts up here, we got so many meth heads and so many heroin addicts up here. They'll try to jack you up here. No question. Oh, they will try to get at you. They'll try to get at you, dog. They'll try to get at you. They have no problem getting at you. So I want to make sure I'm strapped legally. I want to make sure legally I'm doing everything according to the law that I'm supposed to do to make sure I'm good. Because if you try to run up on me, if one of these clowns try to run up on me and they got a knife or they got a gun and they gonna point that in my face, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna pop off one. I'm gonna get off a couple. Oh, I'm gonna get off a couple. Oh, I'm gonna get off a couple. You can believe that. And I want to make sure that I don't go to jail because I'm on the other side of the law. I want to make sure I'm on the right side of the law. But we live in a country where racial unrest is starting to bubble to the surface. Some gonna pop off here, people, in a minute, because these white supremacists they're gonna force your hand. These white supremacists are gonna force your hand, because no black person should be treated, no person ever should be treated the way black people are treated in not only in this country, but all over the world. And thank God South Africa and so Zimbabwe are now waking up. They are now waking up to the fact that these Caucasians have been stealing our land, our technologies for so long, and we've been allowing them to do it. We've been allowing them to do it. We see, I've been saying this for 6, 7, 8 years now on the Iceman Show. Ever since I've been doing this podcast since October of 2010, I've been saying this. That we need to come together and stop playing. Black men and black women need to stop playing. Because the playing that we're doing out here is causing so many problems. It's causing major problems. And these white supremacist cowards, again, they not gonna step to nobody like me who's gonna look them in the eye and do to them what they're gonna try to do to us or do to me. They're not gonna do that to somebody like me because they can look at me and tell I retaliate. They can look at me and they can tell. This guy, we ain't gonna mess with him. Because there have been times when I've been out and I've seen some white boys kind of look at me sideways, and I said, oh, these guys are up to no good. These guys are up to no good. And I could tell they probably decided not to do something because I had that look like I'll retaliate on them. And they know it. They know it. So they leave me alone. Because they don't want to get dealt with. But my worry is if some of y'all are going to be in a position where these evil individuals are going to try to do something to you because they think you're a soft target. That's what bothers me. But you are living behind enemy lines. And you've been living behind enemy lines for 500 years. And we still don't get it yet. We still don't get it. We still don't get that we are living in the midst of Rehoboam, of a race war. And there are things that are happening that the mainstream media are not covering. There are things that are going on in the mainstream media that they're not reporting on because they're a bunch of white supremacists. Let me tell you something, brothers and sisters. If you don't have a record and you can legally get a gun, go get one. Go get one. Go get one. Learn how to shoot it. Go to some of these gun training classes. And then once you get properly trained, if you ain't ex-military or law enforcement, go get you a CCW. Go get you a concealed carry license. Go get you a concealed carry license. See, a lot of brothers just want to roll around with a gun between their legs. Don't do that, man. I used to do that. Don't do that. Luckily, I never got stopped. But that riding around with a gun under my seat, gun under your seat kind of stuff, can't do that stuff no more, man. Because we brothers, we always get pulled over by the police. Especially if we in a halfway decent car. How you get this car? Same way you got yours. Got any drugs in the car? No, it's at home with the dope. You are living behind enemy lines, and that's just not just black people. That's all persons of color. You're living behind enemy lines. But definitely black men and black women, we are under siege daily, hourly, by the minute, by the white supremacists. Whether they're in education or whether they're educating our children, whether these white supremacists are police officers posing as police officers, whether they're in our banks, whether they're at your job, whether they're your boss. It doesn't matter. Every facet of American society has been infiltrated by white supremacists. You cannot escape them. You got some people saying, oh, the white supremacists, they just in the South. No, they're not, dude. They're up here in Oregon. They're up here in Washington. They're up here in Canada. They're up here in Montana. They're in Minneapolis, Minnesota. They're everywhere. They're in LA, California. And I know SoCal. I don't know NorCal that well, but I do know SoCal. And I can tell you right now, San Diego and Los Angeles got some serious race problems. And it's very segregated. Blacks and whites don't live together in Los Angeles. Koreans have their own neighborhood. We have to get on the good foot and quit playing. The problem with black people is we're reactionary. And all we care about are horizontal issues and not vertical issues. Horizontal issues are issues that won't move the collective forward. They're issues that don't do anything for us collectively or individually. Case in point, religion, voting, caping for LGBT rights, caping for DACA people. All of those issues are horizontal issues. They do nothing for black people. They don't empower us. However, vertical issues, black people supporting black-owned businesses creating jobs for black people. Economics is a vertical issue. Politics is a vertical issue. The social environment is a horizontal issue. Those are the issues that count. But you can't have those issues above economics if you don't have economics. You hear a lot of black folks saying a lot of dumb stuff. And we have to cut it out. We are behind enemy lines. The day we start playing is the day you can do something about it. And stop acting like it doesn't exist. Because it does, unfortunately. In spite of all our best efforts, the white supremacists still exist in this country. There's nothing we can do about it. Because you can't get rid of all of them. You can't get rid of all of them. But you can minimize what they do against you if you, one, stand up for yourself, and two, if you get together with other like-minded black folks and y'all defend yourselves. You could hurt people a whole lot more with a fist than you can hitting them with a finger. You can get my new book, The Game of Life According to the Iceman, Volume 1. You can get the paperback tablet version, and then also the Kindle version at Amazon.com. But you can also get a paper autograph copy, paperback copy of The Game of Life According to the Iceman, Volume 1. You can get that at AskTheIceman.com. Just scroll down to Add to Cart, and then go from there. You should get your book within a week, maybe a little, maybe, you know, if it is, I say give it 10 working days. But people usually get their book within about a week. I just say that long just in case something happens. You can also listen to my old broadcast on blogtalkradio.com/The Iceman Show. Go listen to some of my old shows over there. Get at me on Instagram, The Iceman Show, and on Twitter at Mr. Freeze at The Iceman Show on Twitter. I care about what happens to you guys, and I want us to work together. We can do this if we work together as a team. Black first, all day long. You tune into The Iceman Show. I'm your host, The Iceman. Holler at your boy. Yeah.